First I want to start off, congratulations, you made it through 4 years of prep. Best 4 years that I could have spent in high school. I'm proud to say that I came from prep. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple things. I'm going to talk to you guys about this summer you guys have coming up. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my transition and my college experience. And then lastly I'm going to give you guys some points to take home from my experience and some things that maybe will help you in your transition to college. So first off, this summer, Mr. Tellis last year told me that this summer was going to be a unique summer. It's going to be a really different summer. It's going to be one of the best of your lives because there's no obligations. There's no worries. There's nothing that you guys have to do. There's nothing pressing. You're into college. You know what you're doing next year if you're not going to college. And I really want you guys to seize that opportunity because for me, last summer was the best of my life. I had fun. I saw my prep brothers every day. When I wasn't with my prep brothers, I was with my family. So it's really important. Spend time with both of your families, both the people that you met here at prep and the people that you hold dear to your heart, your parents and your siblings and things like that. Going off that, I transitioned pretty well to college, to be quite honest. I told myself, you know what? The first couple weeks of college are going to be a breeze. I know who I am. Prep taught me who I was. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know how to make friends. Prep taught me to make new friends from day one. I knew exactly who I was going to be and what I was going to do. So the first couple weeks of college were easy for me. I had no problem being social. I had no problems kind of adjusting to life, showering with shower shoes. That's a little different, but you adjust. It's a simple transition, and it was for me. However, after that, I was kind of shaken. I moved to college. University of Richmond's down in the south, but there's a lot of people from the northeast, so I had a lot of comfort seeing a lot of kids from Connecticut, a lot of kids from New York and New Jersey. And I thought that I could just take exactly who I thought I was at prep and translate it to Richmond. I thought exactly who I knew myself to be, somebody that was committed to social justice, somebody that was committed to just being a good guy, having fun, enjoying his classmates, could relate directly to college. And what I found out was that wasn't true. I thought I could go to college, I thought I could be kind of like this selfless person and help everybody out, and one day make enough money to give back to the people that I found in El Salvador, the people that I found in Appalachia. Unfortunately, this was kind of shaken in my mind. I didn't know who I was when I got to college. And a big part of that was because I couldn't find a core group of friends. At prep, you have a brotherhood. You have a core group of friends that you can say, hey, these guys love me for who I am, and these guys know who I am. So if you make a mistake, that's fine. And that also gives you the room to be selfless and to help other people. Once I got to Richmond, I didn't have that stability. I didn't have that support. So when I got to Richmond, I turned inward and I started doing things only for myself. I started doing things with my best interest in mind, which is great, and you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to make sure that your happiness comes first, but I also lost sight of the person that I was. The second point going on for this was I was afraid of changing. I thought that change was bad. I thought that, well, changing location and changing what you're doing is great because that's what prep taught me. Taught me to accept change and embrace change. But I never embraced change within myself. I never knew what change looked like within myself. And I was always fearful of that because you watch TV, you listen to your friends, you say, oh, you've changed, man. But that's always a negative thing. It always has a negative connotation attached to it. And for me, I just kept thinking, oh my God, I'm changing, this is really bad. So my first semester at Richmond was really hard. I didn't know who I was. I really thought that I could just translate what I had in prep to Richmond, and that didn't turn out to be the case. Luckily, prep also taught me one great thing, and that's to learn from your experiences. So first semester, while I had a good time, I enjoyed my classes, I was friendly with people, I had fun, I went to parties, things like that, normal college stuff. I lacked the depth that I had senior year, pretty much all throughout prep. So second semester, I decided to make a change. I decided, you know what, I'm going to put myself out there more. I'm going to really kind of go back to who I was, but at the same time embrace the new person that I am. So this gave me a lot of opportunity, a lot of things to address. And the first one was finding a best friend. I didn't have a friend at Richmond. I didn't have somebody that I can go to and say, hey, I'm a little depressed, or hey, there's stuff at home, I don't really want to deal with it right now, give me some advice. And the truth is, you're not going to find that best friend in year one. It took you 4 years at prep to meet that best friend, and I didn't find that best friend this year, but I found a great group of guys. I joined a fraternity with a great group of guys, and I have to say that that's been one of the highlights of my year, joining a fraternity, being in a brotherhood like Prep, it's really helped. Going off of that, being open to people, new people. Don't associate yourself with people like yourself because you won't grow, and you won't change because change is a good thing. So my second piece of advice from my college experience is be open. I met a great group of guys that live right down the hall, all from Middle Eastern countries. One of my best friends now, Waleed, is from Saudi Arabia, and he does not drink, he does not do anything, but yet he comes out to parties with all of us, and he comes to my fraternity's events, which I find amazing. And he really taught me to be open because he came from a country where being Muslim is the norm, and he came to the US where it's kind of almost looked down upon, and it's a scary thing. And I learned a lot from that because he came from a country, and he knew who he was, but he also kind of changed the things that he did to adapt to this country. Why can't I do that? So that really hit home for me when I started making friends outside of kind of like the almost heteronormative society that we're a part of Prep. But you'll learn that when you get to college, things are pretty cool and pretty interesting. So don't be afraid to explore those things. Now I'm going to give you guys some advice. Number one, be open. Like I said, being open for me really made my college career what it was. Being open can take a lot of different kind of avenues. Academically, please try things that you might not have been introduced to at Prep. Please, if you didn't like English, maybe take an English class in college because it's pretty cool. A lot of professors, they're experts in that field. Not to say that Prep teachers at Prep are not experts, but these people, most of them have their doctorates in what they're teaching you. So do that. To people, like I said, I made friends with somebody from Saudi Arabia, and I had no idea that I was going to make a friend from Saudi Arabia. So be open to people. And when somebody says, hey, we're going to go to the river today, or hey, we're going to go do this, do it. If you have some work, it can wait. You can stay a couple extra hours. I'm telling you, just do it. And then experience, like I said, just be open. Don't be afraid of change. You're taught at Prep to be a man for others and kind of embrace the unknown. But embrace the unknown in yourselves. Just because you're changing does not mean that it's a bad thing. 3, this is a big one. It's going to be kind of funny, but campus police are your friends. If you get in trouble, they're the first ones to kind of be there for you. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't end up the way you want it to be, but ultimately, they keep you safe. And second of all, if you're in trouble, they can help you get out of trouble. Make friends with your teachers. At Prep, it's kind of a nonchalant thing. You become friends with your teachers just matter-of-factly. At college, you have to kind of will that into being. So when you go off to school, make sure you embrace those connections. Unfortunately, my first semester, I never went to office hours. I went to office hours once. Office hours are a big thing in college. Go to them. They're awesome, honestly. The teacher's always willing to help, and then you'll find yourself, for half the time, not even talking about the subject, just talking about who you are as a person, who they are as a person, and connecting on a deeper level than just academically. 5th, my last piece of advice, don't text your parents. Call your parents. You can text them, that's fine, every day, but once a week, call your parents. Call your grandma, your grandpa if they're still alive. Call your aunts and uncles. It seems like a lot to do, but it's going to be a really rewarding and really help ground yourself back to who you are. And then, along with that, call your Prep brothers, because too often I'm texting my best friend from Prep, and we can't really get into the things that we want to talk about, but when we call or FaceTime, things are opened up. So my kind of very practical piece of advice that's going to help you guys a lot in college, call the people that you love, because calling is a lot more kind of in-depth than texting. So congratulations again, guys, and I know you guys are going to have a great year in college.
Hey guys, how you doing? First, I'd like to thank Mr. Hannigan for giving me the opportunity to come by, share some of my experiences with you guys. Last year, I remember sitting here, your seat a year ago, a lot of questions going through my head, many of which I didn't really have answers for. And one thing, main thing that I was nervous about going to Bucknell was that I was the only one from my class going there. And I only knew a couple other kids from the town that were going. And at the same time, I had a lot of friends from Prep that were going to the same school with their friends. So, it's kind of uncomfortable knowing that they were going to already have a core group of friends going. Also, I was the oldest of my brothers, so I didn't really have anyone to look up to give me advice and such. So really, I thought it was going to be difficult to meet new people right when I got to school. but when I got there, they had a sports activities fair the first week where all the freshmen kind of went down this hall in the gym, and they had all these booths set up, similar to prep, how each booth, showing what their activity or sport or club does. So it's a great way to just see what goes on campus and a good way to get involved. So I was walking around checking out all the tents, and someone came up to me who was on the volleyball team, and they asked if I'd ever played or in high school or anything, and I said no, didn't really think about it. I said that I played sports, but that's about it. So he asked, if I ever thought about it and that I should give it a try. So I said, yeah, I'll think about it. Didn't really think anything much about it. And after I saw the other tents, he came back up to me and asked if I thought about it or what I thought about the other sports. So give it a couple minutes, I wasn't really sure. So I said that I should give it a shot. So I went to a couple practices the next couple of weeks. And I saw it as a great opportunity to really get involved. So I decided to try it out. I kept going to the practices, really enjoyed myself. Great way to get some exercise and spend time not studying. So I ended up joining the team, and it wasn't much of a commitment. Practice a couple times a week. Got to hang out with the guys after practice and stuff. And I ended up going to Nevada a couple months ago for nationals, and it was a great learning experience playing against other teams in the country and stuff. So basically, what I gained from this experience was that 1, I met a great group of guys that I can call my friends now. 2, I became part of a team, which I love doing here at Prep. So I'm glad I can continue doing that. And 3, I became involved at Bucknell in some way. Which was great. And now, moving forward, I'm looking to join fraternity next year. So now I have good connections with upperclassmen and such over on the team. They'll be able to help me out. Also, a year ago, I really never would have thought I'd be playing organized volleyball or doing anything like that. So, one quick piece of advice, just reiterating what they said, just be open, and you never really know what's going to happen. So another main message also, don't just sit in your dorm room and just be on your laptop all the time. Keep your door open so when people walk by your hall, you can stop in, meet people on your floor. It's a great way to meet people. And then secondly, get involved in some way, whether it's sports, clubs, theater, intramural, student government, anything that Prep has to offer that you're passionate about. Because this is going to be very beneficial for you to meet friends and people that you're going to be connecting with for the next 3 years in college and beyond when you're looking for jobs. And then main last thing is that it takes time to adjust. So don't just go to college and jump right in and try to join every single club and meet everybody that you walk by and stuff. You really have to give yourself time so you know that you meet the right people and enjoy your experience. Thank you.